Hello Internet, and welcome to my latest movie review. Now today we are going to be starting a review series, all leading up into the 6 months until episode 7. I got this idea when I watched a Chris Stuckman review of this and everything, which he's doing the exact same thing. Only mine's going to be like in full chronological order through the time frame of the films. I am going to be reviewing all the Star Wars movies that were theatrically released into theaters around the world and all in the country and all that sort of stuff, which I happen to own all of them. That being said, the way I'm going to be doing these reviews is I'm going to be reviewing them chronologically in the time frame of these films. I'm not going like original trilogy first, then do these ones and all that sort of stuff. I am going to be reviewing them chronologically, starting with episode 1, but in between episode 1 and all that sort of stuff. In between episode 2 and 3, I am going to be reviewing the Star Wars, the Clone Wars movie. That being said, let's get into our first review, that being of Star Wars Episode 1,
The Phantom Menace.
Now, everything about this film is somewhat confusing in the time frame that it was between Episode 6 and Episode 1 for filming-wise. Just the way it went in the direction from Episode 6 to Episode 1. For example, one of the many aspects about this film that many people hate, and as well as I do, is the over-reliance on green screen and special effects, and not a lot of practical effects and real sets and everything. Way too much CGI, it kind of hurts your eyes after a while. And just the not creative writing of George Lucas in this new trilogy. Episode 1 is kind of a special film for me. It kind of helped me introduce myself to the Star Wars franchise. However, the first time I was introduced to the Star Wars franchise was back in 2002, right before Episode 2 was released into theaters, and my dad decided to have me watch the original trilogy with him and then watch Episode 1, which, I really love these films and everything. And but looking back on the prequels now, I have a strong dislike for them. I like them for the aspect that they give me nostalgia a little bit, but other than that, I just really do not like these films. Episode 1, however, is not my least favorite prequel film like it is to a lot of other people. Episode 1, in my opinion, was just one of those things where a lot of people thought, oh man, this is terrible, this is the worst thing that's happened to Star Wars and everything, what happened to you, George Lucas? But in reality, we are just dealing with a changed man at the director's side and everything. It's, well, let's just look at the good things first. Now, some of the actors in the films of, like, the prequel trilogy and everything, were really good as far as casting. Most of them were really bad. Natalie Portman as Padme Amidala was all in all bland, but, I can't really see anyone else in the role and everything. She was still pretty good and everything. Another great casting choice I had to put in there was Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. His portrayal of Alec Guinness's classic character of Obi-Wan was a great freshness to the franchise and everything. He brought a lot of charismatic attitude to the franchise and everything, and tried his best to go along with the dialogue that was in these scripts, which were horrible. That being said, let's get into some of the bad casting choices of the film. Number 1 would have to be, well, let's get into the obvious one. Whoever was casted as Jar Jar fucking Binks. I just hate the character. I don't blame the actor, but the character of Jar Jar Binks is horrible. He's annoying. He isn't funny at all. He makes my ears bleed. He makes my eyes shrivel back into my cortex and everything. It's my cerebral cortex and everything. I hate this character. He was so annoying, and I just wanted to see him shot with a blaster or something. Have his head cut off with a lightsaber. I want to see him explode. I want him to die. I want him to die a slow, horrible, painful agonizing death. Now again, let's look into some of the positives of this. One thing would have to be the casting of Darth Maul, and I absolutely love Darth Maul. He's a complete badass, and my favorite scene in the whole movie would have to be, of course, the lightsaber fight between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Maul. It is so perfectly choreographed and shot and everything. It's so cool. We can really see the Jedi back in their prime. The choreography is amazing, and it's really what helped start the lightsaber choreography competition, which I'm looking forward to be a part of this year if I ever make a lightsaber-based video or anything. Now, going on with the rest of this film, it was mostly just boring. There wasn't many fight scenes or anything. There wasn't any interesting dialogue. There was mostly politics and all that sort of stuff. And we don't come to see a Star Wars film because of trade negotiations and politics and no, we came to see a Star Wars film for action. We came to see a Star Wars film for great characters, great writing, and we came to see it because it is Star Wars. It's what got us really back into the sci-fi genre, and this is a great sci-fi fantasy opera and everything. It's such a great medium in order to be working in. There's so many short films that can really explore this universe that have such great writing. However, the prequel films are some of the worst examples of what you can do with the Star Wars property, because they are so horrible. The writing's bad. There's barely any character development. Hell, there are times when there is actually too much character development, and if that's even a thing. And then they brought one of the greatest villains in Star Wars history down to a whiny little pipsqueak played by Jake Lloyd. Now, I have no problems with Jake Lloyd. I'm pretty sure he is a great kid, and I'm pretty sure he's still a great person now, but he was just given horrible direction in these movies. George Lucas was just horrible with these films, but, George Lucas reduced Darth Vader, one of my all-time favorite villains of all time, down to a whining little pipsqueak of a child, and then just a very angsty young adult, and then an adult and everything, and then just, even when the creation of Darth Vader in Episode 3 took place and everything, I'm not even going to get into Episode 3 right now. Let's just keep with Episode 1. All in all, guys, Episode 1 was just a really disappointing startup again to the Star Wars franchise. It was very disappointing for many longtime fans of the show, well, not show, but to the franchise in general, who had come up and were growing up with the Star Wars franchise and everything. I still hold it in my heart, somewhat, with a little shred of dignity, I guess. I still find it somewhat enjoyable in some scenes, but all in all, I really just still do not like this film, which means it is going to get a 1-star rating. Okay, guys, that was my review of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. What did you guys think of this little review and everything? And if you liked it, put a like down there and like it in the comments and all that sort of stuff. And I will see all you guys in the next video. Have a great day.